Close your eyes and think back to your earliest childhood memory. Maybe it was the smell of rain on hot pavement, or the sound of your mother's voice calling you from another room. You feel like the same person who lived that moment, don't you? You feel like an unbroken thread pulled through the needle of time. But I have a terrifying secret for you. Every single atom that made up that child is gone. Your skin, your heart, your very brain cells have died and been replaced multiple times over. You are walking around in a body that didn't exist 10 years ago. You are a ghost inhabiting a biological suit that is constantly being rebuilt while you stand inside it. Tonight, we are going to dismantle the greatest illusion you own. The idea that you are a permanent thing. We are going to explore a mystery that has haunted emperors and scientists for 2 millennia. Welcome to the Ship of Theseus. To find the truth of who you are, we must first leave the shore of the familiar and board a vessel that has sailed for 2,000 years across the ocean of human thought. Imagine a grand galley, the Ship of Theseus, docked in the sun-drenched harbors of ancient Athens. To the Greeks, this ship was a holy relic, a symbol of their greatest hero. For decades, they preserved it with obsessive care. But time is a silent thief. When a wooden plank rotted under the salt and spray, they removed it and hammered in a new, strong piece of oak. Year after year, the process continued in a slow, rhythmic cycle of decay and renewal. The oars were replaced when they snapped. The mast was swapped when it grew brittle. The deck was renewed when the wood began to gray. Eventually, the inevitable happened. Not a single original molecule of wood remained from the day the ship first launched. Now, the paradox begins to breathe. If you are standing on that deck, are you standing on the Ship of Theseus? If the matter is entirely different, how can the identity be the same? Is identity nothing more than a ghost we imagine in the wood? Or is it a label we pin onto a changing world to keep ourselves from going mad? But the paradox has a darker twin. A second ship waiting in the shadows of a forgotten warehouse, built from the scraps of the first. Imagine a scavenger has been lurking in the shipyard for 30 years. Every time the city threw away an old, rotting plank from the original ship, he dragged it to his warehouse. He cleaned them, treated them, and slowly, secretly, he rebuilt the ship using only the original wood. Now, we are faced with a nightmare of logic. We have 2 ships. One sits in the harbor, shining with new wood, called Theseus by every citizen in the city. The other sits in a dark warehouse, made of the actual wood Theseus once touched. Which one is the real ship? If you say the one in the harbor, you are saying that you are just a pattern, regardless of what you are made of. If you say the one in the warehouse, you are saying that you are your. You might cling to the idea that your mind is the anchor that stays the same. But the biology of the brain tells a story of constant, silent replacement. You might argue that yourself is held together by the thread of memory. That as long as you remember being that child, you are that child. But memory is the most unreliable witness in the entire universe. Science tells us that every time you remember an event, you aren't accessing a file. You are rebuilding it from scratch. Your brain rewrites the story every time you tell it. It's like a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy. Eventually, the edges blur and the truth fades into fiction. If you remember a childhood summer, you aren't remembering the summer itself. You are remembering the last time you thought about it. Your past is a library where the books are being rewritten while you sleep. If your memories are distorted, and your body is entirely new, what exactly is left of the original you? You are a story being told by a storyteller who keeps forgetting the plot. If we can no longer trust our flesh or our memories, we must look at the terrifying possibility of a world where you can be duplicated. Let's push this paradox into the cold light of the future. Imagine a world where we can scan your brain, atom by atom, and upload the data into a perfect synthetic body. This digital you has your voice, your specific brand of humor, and the same deep love for your family. If the original you dies on the operating table, does it actually matter? To the world, you are still here. To your children, you are still here. But where did I go? Is the digital version still the Ship of Theseus, or is it just a perfect map of a city that is burned to the ground? We are entering an era where the self can be copied like a computer file. If there are two of you, which one holds the authority of the soul? Perhaps we are all just biological machines running a script written by the stars, unaware that we are replaceable parts in a cosmic engine. Perhaps you don't exist inside your head at all. Perhaps you only exist in the shifting shadows of the people who watch you sail by. There is a final, haunting possibility that you are a different Ship of Theseus in every harbor you visit. To your mother, you are a permanent child. To your employer, you are a tool of production. To your lover, you are a sanctuary. You exist as a collection of masks held together by the expectations and memories of others. You are a mosaic of reflections. When those people die, pieces of you vanish forever because the you they knew no longer has a place to live. We spend our entire lives trying to keep the ship looking correct for the world. We paint the rotting planks and hide the rust, all while ignoring the fact that the wood is screaming as it breaks under the pressure of being someone. We are a collection of masks with no face underneath. A hollow vessel navigating an infinite, indifferent ocean. So, what is left when the wood is gone and the atoms have shifted into new shapes? Perhaps the answer isn't in the wood at all. Perhaps you are not a ship. You are the wind that moves the sails. You are the journey itself. There is a strange, cold peace in realizing you don't have to be the person you were 10 years ago. You are free to be replaced. You are free to be rebuilt by the hands of time. The mice of decay will always gnaw at your planks. The storms will always batter your hull. But as long as the ship moves across the water, the story continues. If this journey moved you, leave a comment below and tell me. Who are you today? And who will you be tomorrow? Thank you for walking this path with us today. Sleep well, if the clockwork allows it.